Happy 4th of July, everybody. Unless you're in the UK or whatever, then it's not going to mean anything to you. But if those of you living in the States, happy 4th of July. My name is Theramuth, and welcome to another video. I know I didn't do anything Friday or Monday, but because this is a holiday weekend, I figured I'd do something on today because, it's a holiday and all that jazz. And tomorrow I'll do a video as well. But yeah, so I figured I'd do another hands only that in the hands only video. It's like trying to do a magic trick and it's gone. Ta-da! That is too funny. But anyway, I figured I would yeah, like I said, I'd do a video today because today is um the 4th of July, and you see a clock here, and it is exactly 8:21 p.m. So now you know the time of which I recorded on the 4th of July. So yeah, it's a weird time because uh the funny thing is that for this 4th of July, I noticed a lot of businesses were open, a lot of car places, a lot of food places. They were all open on the 5th, and I'm like, well, why aren't you closed? I thought that was the point of the July July 4th was that buildings would be, businesses would be closed during that time, and then sorry, that businesses would be closed during that time, and that people would be able to enjoy the holiday. It doesn't seem that way, unfortunately. I'm hoping they get holiday pay, but you never know nowadays because it's just whatever. Um, so yeah, that's been a weird thing this 4th. Um, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it for like uh, Thanksgiving, right? So in so um, for Thanksgiving, uh, I'm losing my marbles. On Thanksgiving, and I think usually Black Friday, but on Thanksgiving, people are, or any holiday really, people are wanting something to be open even though it's closed, right? So like on Thanksgiving, if you've ever wanted to go get something from a store, whatever, it's closed. You have to wait till the day after tomorrow. And of course, that's Black Friday, so whatever. Oh, oh, oh. All right, Saved by the Bell. Okay, and where was I? Yeah, so you have that, and it always seems like it's from my experience. If I wanted to go do something or get something, only theaters are open. It seems like all year round. But when it comes to other businesses, oh, those are fireworks. Anyway, when it comes to other businesses, it seems like um, it just seems like you want to get something but you can't. And so today, all those businesses that were supposedly closed are now open for some period of time. I just think that's weird. It's like, what if, and this is just a hypothetical, what if all businesses treated holidays as a partial workday? I'm not saying they do, but someone's starting to open and be business, um, open business on a holiday. I mean, some already do it for Thanksgiving because of special deals, but the thing that's getting me is that what if other businesses do it too that aren't food, that aren't car or grocery store, whatever? You have your job, right? Think of it this way: whatever job you have, right? It's open or it's having you work on July 4th. My only issue is if they have people working on the 4th, one, it can't be mandatory, and two, if you're gonna have work on the 4th, there needs to be holiday pay, which is double time, which makes sense to me because if you're gonna have people work on a holiday, it's got to be a choice, you know. I know people are like, well, we're gonna be open on holiday anyway, so we're just gonna volunteer people. It's like, that's not how that should work. But I digress. I'm only me, so what do I know? Um, so yeah, that was just a weird thought I had because it's just like once that door opens, like Pandora's box, once that door opens, there's no going back and shutting it. The whole I give you a great example. The whole AI art situation, right? Like that just started off with maybe like Mid Journey and another program, but once more and more different programs started coming out and you know doing AI art, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. There's just no way. There's just no way. And I understand the whole AI argument and all that stuff, but artists, let me put it this way: for those who cannot create, which are what the artists are, it is a very fancy toy slash tool that they can use and yes, boast that they're artists, but not really. The point of the matter is though, is that these people who can't draw, who can't do this, who can't do that, they can enter in a few words uh, and whatever and create this piece of AI work. For artists, it takes decades of drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing, and then updating and drawing, blah 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 blah, and crafting their worth. But with AI art, um, it's only done within a few seconds to a few minutes, and I get both ends because I myself am not an artist. I'm like, the best I can do is like maybe draw a stick person. I can't do any detail stuff. Well, maybe that little detail, but that's as good as I can get right there. The little stick person, and before I go further, yes, I know my camera doesn't autofocus, so that's why things appear blurry. So I'm hoping one day or sometime soon to be able to buy another camera, but I've got debts to pay. So I'm hoping to own a camera that is autofocus, but for right now, just please bear with me until then. But that's about as best I could do. But for someone like me with like Mid Journey, say, I can just enter a few words and all this prompts that they give you can enter or examples, and I can create something masterful. Just give me a second, just to make sure that's slow. Okay, give me 1 second because I am trying to look for what I am talking about. And where was it? I'm trying. Oh, here we go. So I am going to pull up and oh, right, share screen. Voila. Here you go. This is one of the, as you can see by the bottom, one of my many contentions of the IR, and it's sort of just prompts and stuff and all that. But that's what I'm able to do. And again, I understand the arguments. I agree or disagree. That's not the point. My point is from the perspective of the person who can't draw very well, who or just doesn't have the talent for it, to be able to use the technology that's there to create something is as much as valuable as someone that is not a mechanic but uses the tech in order to create something mechanical or engineer and that if you're an engineer and stuff. So that's the point I'm trying to get across is that, yeah, I know this is July 4th, but whatever, off on a tangent. But my thing is that you have this technology, which there is no going back. You cannot put this back in the box. There is no going around and saying this should be made legal because if you make it illegal, it goes underground, it goes black market, and it will still be there just out of sight. Same with everything that's made to go underground. It's just out of sight. out of sight, out of mind, but it's still there. It still exists. So, um, but it's just a nice toy to play around with. And of course, some programs like Midjourney, they have you pay like, I think it's like 10 to $30 depending on what you get. And um and it's just a funny tool. A funny tool is all it is. But again, I get the arguments. I know it's not going to replace, but you have to, there is a level of reality you have to accept that it's not going to change. Now that this box is open, now that this door has been opened, you're going to have the struggle between the AI versus artist. And yes, you're going to have it using examples across the World Wide Web, which are there anyway from decades of work, and even public domain paintings, which you can't do anything about. Sorry to tell you. Um, you're just going to have this back and forth. And I really think, while understanding the factions, it's a bit dumb. But what do I know, right? I'm no artist, I'm no whatever. I just think that to be smart about something is to look at what's out there now and to improve yourself. Because lots of people want to draw art, but there's not a whole lot going around of people who want to buy. It's very tangible, if that makes sense. It's like wishy-washy, timey-wimey sort of stuff, It's all. But anyway, yeah, I know that was off a tangent, and it's been one of those things that I've wanted to talk about, but I don't really know much about. But just from my perspective, I understand, but it's a mixed bag, and it's really not something that's going to go away. You could be made illegal, but you have the World Wide Web to shut down for that one. So good luck. Um, but yeah, I hope to one day have a better camera. Sorry, I'm gonna remove that. Hopefully one day I can have a better camera that autofocuses or whatever, and maybe a better setup. I don't know if I will do face cam, but I'm sort of liking this right now because you can tell I'm a white guy, but beyond that, there's nothing else. So, um, I hope this video has been somewhat entertaining, even though it's supposed to be a nice holiday. And of course, everyone goes back to work tomorrow if you don't have the rest of the week off. But I just wanted to say thank you for coming to watch my hysterical craziness, my ramblings, my jabberons. And maybe I'll see you again in the future or the next one. Who knows? But I hope I do. I hope that I can talk about anything, really. Within reason, of course. You know the rules of platforms. But we can talk about almost anything and just have a conversation, good or bad. And I'm human too, so I'm not above the whole bias, all this other stuff as well, because that's human nature. But anyway, I'm going to send off. Happy 4th of July. Have a great day today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. And remember, tomorrow can always change. It just takes you. Have a wonderful day, guys.